Welcome back. Okay, so sorry we had to take a break. It was my birthday, it was Christmas, I was moving. Jordan
As
had
you can see,
holiday. Yeah, as you can see. So,
you,
it was just a lot, and it was a lot.
yeah.
But we have a lot to talk about today. One, we have a slight book review that I will talk about. We're gonna do our worst read of the year. We're going to do our top five of the year, and then we are going to do every book we read this year, like just a list. So yeah, let's get into it.
Get into it. Also, my camera is up here, but my laptop is down here. That's why I'm looking
Fine.
down.
She just doesn't want to look at me. It's okay.
I am looking at you, I'm just not looking at the camera.
Okay, so let's talk about a book we read, The Ascendant. Okay, so I was seeing this all over my TikTok. I was like, okay, Jordan, like, we have to read this. I've heard nothing but good things. And when I tell you, this book fucks. This book fucks.
That's
So
crazy.
I will say it was giving first book of ACOTAR where it took a minute. Like I was like kind of intrigued, but I was not locked in.
Yeah.
Like it was very.
It took a solid, what, 250 pages?
Yeah, like 250 pages before I was like, ooh, okay, like
Yeah.
I'm reading. So it was very much like it gave Hunger Games vibes. You kind of have there's a very unique power system, and the one thing I will say that I did like is that I feel like the same powers are kind of reused over and over again, and the powers that were in this book are new. Like Homegirl has like starlight power, and like she can turn the stars into like weapons and it's crazy cool. Like she's super
It was
powerful and
it was very unique.
yeah, very unique. But um once I was into it, yeah. I was very, very, very into it. I also like the fact that we very much are getting the kind of like the microtrope of like, like the MMC training, the
Yeah.
FMC, we have some tension. I will say that for me, the tension, there was a little bit of tension before 200 pages, but it wasn't anything big where I was like really drawn into it. So I didn't start really getting the tension until like they were almost getting it on, and then I was like into it. So to some people like from the reviews I've seen early into the book, they were like, "Oh my God." And like I just didn't feel that way, but once I got to that point, Mr. knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
But we also have moments of like duty and love and like choosing between the two for both of them. And there are scenes where a decision like is made and the ending threw me for a crazy like twist. Here's the thing though, is that like when I was reading it on my Kindle early into the book, I was making notes and I guessed the ending. Obviously, I can't spoil it, but I guessed the ending, so it wasn't a huge surprise for me. But the villain is what I guessed.
Hmm.
But what physically happened at the end of the book is what threw me for a surprise. So I really want book two. I'm very excited about this. Now, I've seen a lot of people who gave this a 6-star review. It was not a 6-star for me. It was a 5-star for sure, but it was not a six
Yeah.
star.
Yeah.
So,
For a book to be a 6 stars for me, it kind of has to get
like
me
I
from the
have to feel
jump.
like numb. Yeah.
Yeah, like it has to get me from the jump. It has to leave me
Yeah.
emotionally destroyed. Like
Yes.
there are a
And
lot of,
And like this book has everything we love in it. Like it's got, strong FMC, strong MMC, Morley Gray, very much Morley Gray.
yeah, it's just
Very, very.
it's hard for me to rate a book 6 stars.
Yeah.
So,
It was not for me. But it has trials. It has, found family. It has actual family because there's twins in it. It has so many elements. And with book two, I mean, it could definitely be in the potential to be in my top books.
yeah.
But I just need.
Yeah, I agree.
But it
Agree.
was still really good. It was still a good read of the year.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
So now we're going to get into the books that we've read. We're going to pick our top 5, and we're going to tell you what our least favorite book was. So we're going to get started. Okay, so in total, I have read, I'm going to say 79 books because I read a book twice and it's not showing on here. I read 36,929 pages. My shortest book, Pure Smut, is 144 pages. My longest book was From Blood and Ash, Book 6, Primal Blood and Bone, with it being 772 pages. Highest rated on Goodreads is Wings of Fate by Ella Walker Henderson. I don't really rate books on Goodreads. I don't like to rate books. I don't know. It makes me feel weird. My first review of the year was Wings of Night by Ella Walker Henderson, and that's because it was required.
It was an arc read.
Yeah. I started with the Windy City series by Liz Tomford, which was a great series to start my year off with. So Mile High, The Right Move, Caught Up, and Play Along. I did a crap ton of rereads right after that because I was in a book slump and I had no idea what I was going to read, and I wasn't reading fantasy at the time. So I read King of Wrath, Twisted Love, Twisted Games, Twisted Hate, Twisted Lies, which are all by the same author. I read Flawless, Heartless, King of Pride, Powerless, Reckless, Hopeless, and I had already read all of those books the previous year. And now we get to like new books that I've read. Deep End by Ali Hazelwood, The Charlie Method by Elle Kennedy. I read Consider Me, Unravel Me, Play With Me, all by Becca Mack. Wild Side by Elsie Silver. I did a reread of King of Greed. Um, and then I read Fall With Me by Becca Mack, King of Sloth. And then I read the Bell Buckle series, which is um, by Carly Brenna. Those were really cute, like cowboy romance books. Reminds me of Chestnut Springs. Um, so there's 4 books there. I read Anna Wong's King of Envy, which was her release this past, I can't even talk, in 2025, one of 2. And then I read the um Done and Dusted, Swift and Saddled, Lost and Lassoed, Wild and Wrangled by Lila Sage. I really liked those books. Also cowboy books. Love them. So good. I did read Rewind It Back by Liz Tomford, which was the final book in the Windy City series, and it came out this year. And then we get into the good stuff.
Finally.
Finally, I read Fourth Wing, Iron Flame, Onyx Storm, and then I read Fourth Wing again. And then I went into all of ACOTAR. Then I read Problematic Summer Romance and Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. I read the first 4 books of the DC Stars series. And then I started Blood and Ash. Read the first book, read Fear the Flames and Wrath of the Dragons back to back. Love Arranged by Lauren Asher, Quicksilver by Callie Hart. I read 2 smut books, which they're on here. I don't really count them because they're like 140 pages of just pure smut. So, I read Wild Card by Elsie Silver, and then I read the entirety, all back to back in one like month period time of Blood and Ash and Flesh and Fire. And then we read Wings of Night by Ella Walker Henderson, which was an arc read that we did. I read The Defender by Anna Huang, which was her second release of the year, and Breathe With Me by Becca Mack, which is the final book in the Playing with Keep series. I read Fall of Ruin and Wrath by Jennifer Armentrout, which is like the third interconnected series with Blood and Ash.
Mhm.
Read Brimstone by Callie Hart. I read Revenge of the Forgotten by Dani, Heart of the Villain by Dani, and Vengeance of the Gods by Dani. I read the fifth book in the DC Star series, Wings of Fate by Ella Walker Henderson, which was our second arc read. I read A Christmas Romance, which is called Oh Goalie Night, which was really cute. I liked that one.
I hate that. Was that a hockey romance?
It was. It was really cute.
Anyway, bye.
It was Christmassy. I read it over Christmas. I just needed something light. And then speaking of this, Miss Armentrout released a 160-page novella
Oh
following
yeah, we're gonna be talking about that too. Don't you worry.
following Primal Blood and Bone called A Crown of Ruin, and I read that.
Yes.
And that's it. That's all I read this year.
Okay. Too many people books for heaven. Okay, so I didn't even download Goodreads until October. So I still am finding books that I've read this year that I did not put on here because I just wasn't like tracking. So as of right now, I have 89. This is not including double reads. I have read, from what I've counted, 101 books.
Yay.
But I don't know why. And then also, then I got my Kindle, and then I synced my Kindle to my Goodreads, and now everything is just messed up. And then Tyler's mom reads on my Kindle, so it's a whole thing.
Yeah, I
So
also, before I got my Kindle membership and got my Kindle for my birthday, I read on her Kindle. So it was like
everything is messed up. But
romance
from the
books on
books,
there. Yeah.
yeah, from what I have physically counted, like I literally sat there and counted 3 times because counting. It should be 101. So as of right now, I've read roughly 48,028 pages. My shortest book was Miss Jennifer's novella that she just released. It was 161 pages. I only read big books. What can I say? We're gonna be talking about that book at the end though. My longest book was Restless Stars, Zodiac Academy is 1,153 pages.
Dang, that's a big book, bro.
Yeah.
She's a thickums.
Thickums. Okay. My highest rated on Goodreads was also Wings of Fate because I would like upload them to Goodreads once I downloaded it, but then I didn't start like leaving reviews or anything until like we started doing arcs. So my first review was Wings of Night. So there's that. Okay, my list is kind of hectic because remember I was just uploading all the books I read this year. So I read the Grim and Oro book, which is one of the most beautiful books I've ever seen in my life. I read all of Zodiac Academy, so you'll see them kind of like sporadically here. So I'm just gonna like read the list. So we have The Reckoning, we have Glow, which is one of the Plated Prisoner series. We have Empire of Flame and Thorns. This is a 4-book series. I reread the series for the fourth book. We have Rage and Ruin, Fall of Wrath and Ruin. We have Spark of the Everflame, which is a 3-book series. We have Phantasma, Enchantra, A Court of Lies and Deceit. I reread all of ACOTAR again this year. So we have A Court of Frost and Starlight. We have The Serpent in the Wings of Night, Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. We have The Dawn of the Cursed Queen, which is the Book of Azrael series or Gods and Monsters series. I read that series, like the first 3 books, then the fourth book came out, so then I reread them and then did the fourth book. Court of Thorns and Wings, we have Fearless, Grace and Glory, Reckless. We have Fourth Wing. I reread Fourth Wing for Onyx Storm, so all of them will be on here. We have A Flesh in the Fire, On Wings of Blood, The Throne of Broken Gods, The Primal of Blood and Bone, Gold, A Court of Mist and Fury, The Born of Blood and Ash, The King of Frost and Shadows, Shadow Princess, Fated Throne, A Light in the Flame, A Court of Wings and Ruin, and then we have Kingdom of the Curse, which is 3 books, Shadow in the Ember, The Scarlet Heir. The Scarlet Heir actually wasn't bad. It kind of was giving Elena, Stefan, and Damon, but it's very YA. It wasn't bad
Yeah.
though. A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, Direbound, Ruthless Fae, Heat of the Everflame, Powerless, Fear the Flames, which I reread Fear the Flames for Wrath. I also reread the Powerless books for when the new one came out. A Book of Azrael, A Soul of Ash and Blood, Kingdom of the Wicked, Gleam, Kingdom of Feared, Throne of Ice and Blood, Onyx Storm, Goldfinch, The Songbird, and The Heart of Stone, Court of Silver Flames, Cursed Fates, The Awakening, The Kingdom of Flames and Ash, Beyond the Veil. Oh, that one broke my heart. Storm and Fury, Glow of the Everflame, Iron Flame, The Monster in the Last Blood Match from Blood and Ash, Guild, The War of Two Queens, um, Wrath of the Dragons, Quicksilver, reread it again this year for,
I read Quicksilver twice too.
yeah, read it twice. The Bond That Burns, Glint, Heartless Sky, Alchemized. That one broke me. Revenge of the Forgotten by Danny, Wings of Night, Realm of Wind and Vines, Heart of the Villain by Danny again, Brimstone, Vengeance of the Gods, Wrath of the Fallen, Crown Tide, Wings of Fate, The Ascended, and then The Crown of Ruin. My last review of the year was The Ascended, and I'll actually read you guys the review that I left since we talked about it. In capitals, this man. For the girls who want someone to take control and need to not feel the pressure of carrying everything and everyone, meet Zool. This man fucks. um, the unique power system in politics was a very nice touch to just not have the same repetition of other books. The FMC carries an eldest daughter burden, even though she's a twin. She understands the pressure that we feel to have to be the one in control, to be the choice maker, the emotions that we have to bury, and the fury that we have. Her powers are badass. The ups, the downs, and the twists in this book were pulled off in an absolutely phenomenal way, and I am dreaming and drooling for book 2. So, so yeah, I read a lot of books this year, and the fact that it's crazy that I still have books places that I can't find.
So I really like got back into reading in like the end of 2023. So 2024 was like my beginning year of like really being a reader.
Yeah.
This year I actually set a goal for myself and I said I wanted to read 50 books and I read.
I think my goal was 110, and my Goodreads says 125. But again, my thing's kind of weird, so I don't know what's correct, what's not.
It's on here twice.
Okay, so my goal was 50 books and I read 79. So next year, I think I'm gonna set my goal at 75
Yeah.
and hope and pray that I can like hit 100. I'm gonna try and hit 100, but
I'm gonna set myself at 100 again just because since I'm starting school again, like it's gonna be a very busy year, but I feel like 100 is pretty doable for Heaven.
yeah, I hit my reading goal in July. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I got this shit in the bag. And so yeah, 79 books total for me, 101 for you.
Yeah.
And now we pick a top 5.
Well, first, let's talk about my one and only 1-star review that I have ever given.
That
And it
happened
was
this year. It did.
it was the worst book I've ever read.
I didn't even attempt to read it because I was just like,
No, I would no. Okay, we have The Monster, and The Last Blood Match. Now, it's really pretty.
Hmm.
Sprayed edges, like everything sounds good. I'll even read you the description. It sounds so good. And then I'm going to tell you why I don't like it. Power, hunger, obsession. For Raina Carpenter, giving up her body isn't a choice, it's survival. In a world where humans are currency and vampires rule from the shadows, Raina accepts a high-paying position among the wealthy and ruthless elite. Her new job, a live-in blood escort for the enigmatic and dangerously powerful Beckham Anderson. I hate that name, mind you. She expects cruelty, she expects hunger, she expects to become his next meal, but Beckham won't drink from her. He keeps his distance, his unreadable gaze shadowed by something far more dangerous than just desire. As nights pass, Raina begins to sense it, an invisible war being waged around her, secrets that twist through the corridors of the Viscerage, and whispers of something far more valuable than power. Because Raina isn't just rare, she is the key to something bigger than she's ever imagined, and the reason Beckham refuses to taste her blood, it might not just change them, it might destroy everything.
It sounds interesting, but
Sounds so interesting, right? I cannot stand insta love. Like
I can't.
there was really no tension. They don't know anything about each other. She just was like in his place and then like all of a sudden, stuff happened and they barely got to know each other. And then she went back home and then was like in love with him. And then he comes back and like he's like I love you. Like that's why like I couldn't do this like da 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 and then she like goes back with him and I'm just like
Yeah.
there
I
was nothing. Now I will
I
say
I can't do insta love if it's fantasy.
no.
If it's in a
No.
romance book, I'll sometimes let it slide,
Yeah.
but in fantasy,
No,
absolutely,
like I just
absolutely.
cannot. I cannot. And so then we go from insta love and then also like it didn't hit. There was no tension. There was really no plot. There was really no
Yeah.
world building. Now the plot itself, the storyline towards the end actually got a little interesting in terms of me being like, "Oh, like okay, I actually see where this is going now." But not good enough for me to even pick up book 2.
Yeah. No.
So,
My least favorite book that I read this year is going to cause some controversy, and there are a couple reasons why it is my least favorite book that I've read this year. It is Court of Silver Flames. And not because I'm like a full-blown Nesta hater. That's not it. There are
yeah,
other reasons. While hot take, I am not the biggest fan of Nesta. I understand where she's coming from. I
yeah,
understand and I resonate with her journey, whatever it may be. I do not think that you going through trauma gives you an excuse to be a bitch of a human. Just my
agreed,
opinion. She's
agreed,
not my favorite. I don't hate her.
agreed.
Whatever.
I also don't like the fact that we follow Farah the entire time and then just like it should have just been a side book.
I agree that the series should have ended after A Court of Frost and Starlight and it been like a spin-off of some
Yeah,
sort.
agree.
I don't like the style of writing. It's just the type of third person that she wrote A Court of Silver Flames in does not sit with me.
Yeah,
It was hard for a total of 4 books being in first person point of view, and then you're thrown into this third person point of view. I didn't connect with it well,
yep,
just because I just didn't connect with it well. I didn't
yeah.
like the writing style. It took me like almost a month to get through the book, and
That
normally
was it was
I
it
can
was a
finish
rough
a
one
book
for me
in
too.
3 days. It was just a rough read. I'm not saying that like it was a bad book. It just was not my favorite. And out of all of the books that I've read, that one is the one where it was noticeably like I didn't really like it or it was really hard to get through. Like, I don't know. There were just multiple cons that stuck out to me,
Yeah.
and that's why. So,
Mhm. No, I mean I agree. Definitely a hot take. I also feel like too, especially after I have reread the series and everything, that I do understand the story is important, but I feel like also I've started to not like it because everyone in the community, in terms of reading it, it's like you're either Team Rhysand or Team Nesta, and like I just don't agree. Like I think that I can sit here and be like, while I feel for her and I understand and I've been there, but also at the same time, like I still would never do those things.
yeah, no. It
So
just,
I can not like you and still and not hate you. And that's where like I just like to be honest, like I don't even like associating like talking about that book. Like I feel like I can't even say like, oh, I'm not really a Nesta person because then you have 50 million people being like, you don't know what trauma is like, you don't know da, da, and then it's everyone like then attacking Rhysand and Feyre and just everything. And so I don't know.
we have avoided talking about ACOTAR for that
Yes.
specific reason, just because we know that we're like not Nesta people and
Yeah.
not there are like full-blown Nesta haters. And like I don't understand that. I don't
Yeah.
understand the community. The fandom for this book series is sometimes most of the time out of control. And
Yeah.
it's not like I
Agree.
don't want that attention. I don't.
Agree.
But she's not my favorite. Her story is important. Her healing is important. She's
Yeah.
just not my favorite.
Agree.
So, yeah,
Agree.
on to our top five.
Okay. So here are my top five of 2025. Well, let's get into it, okay? So, okay. I actually was able to rank mine from first to fifth, but
Okay.
for different reasons, which I'll explain because they're all my top books, so they're all perfect. Okay. First up, we have Heartless Sky, which is book seven in Zodiac Academy.
Okay.
Here is the reason. This is one of the most well written enemies to lovers series I have ever read in my life. We're seven books in. We're talking like thousands of pages by now, right? Everything is kind of starting to go down. A war is about to happen. Enemies to lovers are lovering and
Lovering.
lovering. And this book broke me. I was left hollow. I was left numb. And I'm going to tell you a funny story about it after I explain a little bit more. So, Darius, and for you to understand this, Jordan, pulled a Xaden and loved so loudly in this book to the point where we were taking potions to not sleep. So we did not waste any time being around our love.
Pulling a Zayden can either be good or bad.
It's both, but it absolutely broke my heart. Like he's literally like taking these potions to stay up, to literally just watch her sleep because of the stuff that's happening. And
Right.
like and they don't know. And so then like you're just like breaking and it's just the most heart-wrenching scene ever. And then we have the twins who are getting their answers answered. They are finding more about their heritage. They're coming into these strengths and like they already were these badasses, especially Tori, but like now they're like trained badasses.
Hmm.
And now we have also the heirs who are finally like team twins and they all have like these like unique bonds with them, but they haven't like officially said the words like, like we're on your side yet,
Hmm.
but it's there. And so you have all these like little moments, these little bonds, and we're getting multiple POVs now, and like everything is just coming along. So I have like 100 pages left, right? And I'm getting on a flight. And I'm like, okay,
Probably
cool.
told
Like,
this story before.
cool. Like, I'll just read these 100 pages. Nothing can happen. Wrong. Everything happened. Like 10 people died. One of the big people died. I am hysterically sobbing. It is 8 a.m. It is broad daylight outside in a fully packed plane. and I am just hysterically sobbing. I had to go to the bathroom because I was hysterical. And then I got off the plane and I'm like so numb. And Emily's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, I don't even know. And I have
I don't
never
even
like
know.
there's only a couple books that have left me. Like I've been numb before where I'm like, damn it, I can't pick up a book. Like this like impacted my life for like 48 hours.
Yeah.
And then I didn't pick up a book for a week. The next book, I literally didn't pick it up because I was like, I can't. Um, yeah. So that is why it was my number one this year.
Fair enough.
Because apparently I like emotional trauma.
Yeah,
Book
we
two, we have Wrath of the Dragons. Now, this book series, we've talked about it before, we've raved about it before. Again, it just came out of nowhere. I think about Caden every single day. Every
Aiden would
single
never
day.
do that to
Caden
you.
would never do that to me. This was one of my most anticipated reads of the year after I read. Now, mind you, and most anticipated since like, I don't know, I got Fear the Flames in like May.
Right.
So since May, one of my most anticipated ones. Um, so this book had me on the edge of my seat the entire time. I knew stuff was happening. Like we have a war brewing, we have tension, we have this, we have this, we have secrets, we have broken trust, all this stuff. And the whole time I'm screaming at her and I'm like, if you don't jump him, I will, girl. Like, what are we doing?
Literally.
Like, what are we doing? Get your man or I'm gonna take
Literally.
him. Like, so we're dealing with all of that, right? And then she's finally like in her badass era too, where she's like, da 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 da. And then finally they're together. Everything is great. We are happy. And then the war.
And then shit happens and now we're sad.
And it wasn't even like one shit.
Yeah, no, it was all
It
shit.
was it literally was one scene that literally made you cry to the most heartbreaking scene I think I have ever read in my entire life.
Yep.
Then
Yep.
to just all of these more things, and it's just stabbing you and stabbing you and stabbing you and stabbing you. And then we get to the last 2 pages of the book, and I literally sat there hysterically sobbing, book wide open, mouth open. I'm calling you. I am hysterical.
I
And I'm like,
remember I remember when I finished it and I FaceTime you and you were like, "Are you crying?" And I'm just like sobbing on the
yeah,
phone. And like I
like,
don't cry at books.
no.
And I sobbed.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
literally
and
sitting in
it's
bed
funny because I
sobbing.
don't cry in books either, and my top two were the two that did make me cry.
Yeah. I mean, rightfully
Like,
so.
it literally absolutely broke me. And again, I didn't pick up a book for a week.
Yeah,
Because I just
it took
couldn't.
me a
Like
long
I
time.
literally couldn't. And everything I said was Caden this, Caden that. Like Tyler would like be like, no, go get your own water. And I'd be like, Caden would get me water.
Kaden would never do that to me. I still use that to this day.
So, okay. Book three, Primal of Blood and Bone.
I didn't know you had a physical copy of that.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yes, I remember. I remember you called me when you bought it. I remember.
Day of. Day of, baby. So here's the thing. I have been waiting years for this series to come to an end. So one of my most anticipated reads, we did obviously a big deep review on this, so I'm not really even gonna like get into the book, but I'm just gonna leave it here. The reason why this made it, because to be honest, I was on the edge of my seat for about three-fourths of the book, and we're finding out all this information. This book is just an information book. It is just a lot of just information thrown at you. It's a lot of
Yeah.
characters. It's a lot of this, and that. It's not a lot of like
It's not like super.
action
Yeah.
until like that last fourth of the book. The last fourth of the book is the reason why this made it. Because I was never bored, but I was very like we were very steady. And then the end happens and it's just like more
Especially
like
because like throughout the entire book, I mean, what? That's book six.
yeah,
So we're finding out a
yes.
crap ton of answers that
Like
we had
all of
multiple
all of
times.
the pieces are finally coming
Yep.
together. This
Yep.
next book is going to be crazy. It's going to be an all-out war. Like I'm so excited for this one. This one was definitely an information one, but there were things happening that were so traumatic and then literally the ending, I felt like Onyx Storm again.
Yeah, literally.
And the ending alone, the fight scene between them, and also with what we just read in this novella, it solidified it even more. So I'm not gonna even talk anymore about it because like we could talk for a million years.
Yeah. Go watch the video on our deep dive.
Okay.
You'll understand. It's like 2 hours long.
Book 4, we have Gleam. This is in the Plated Prisoner series. Now, I didn't even know if I was going to be able to get through this series when I picked up the first book because it's a really sensitive, rough
Yeah.
first book because of topics. It is very hard and brutal to get through. This man, I have not talked about him a lot because I want Jordan to fully process him when we get to this series. Easily in my top 5. Made it. Will always make it. This man is literally Xaden and Rhysand and Caden all put together.
She's obsessed with that series.
It is so good. When I tell you this is the first, like, I feel like all of these girls, right? Like, all our FMCs all have some, like, hidden badassery to them where it's, like, one of those things where they, like, come into this badassery, but, like, they've always been, like, that way.
Yeah.
Not this girl. This girl was literally, the easiest way to describe it, like, low-key a sex slave. And, like, didn't even know what love was. Like so, like homeboy like was just trying to help her and she's like, oh, like, do I have to suck your dick for that, like, and
Right.
I'm just like, like, stop.
Right. Yeah.
And it is such a powerful story to the point where like in like this book you're literally just like sitting there and you're just like so proud of her, and this man fucks. Like, we have unique powers. I will say the whole time, because Miss Girl is golden, and all I could think of was just like gold paint on her entire body. Like, it is very hard to imagine it, but it works. It works. He's amazing, and there's in this book you have so many plot twists where like I even kind of was like, oh my God. There's plot twists, there is tension, there is trust building, there's world building, there is found self-worth, found self-growth, there are powers, like all of this stuff. This entire series is in my top, but this book right here is the moment that I felt like I was like, oh fuck yeah, I'm reading this series.
Yeah.
Like I got through book 1 and 2 because I was like, I need to see where this is going. This solidified it. Book 5, we have Crown Tide. I have waited so long for this, and this girl broke my heart. We already talked about it. I'm not getting into it anymore. All I know, Team Grimm for life. Here's my Grimm baby. I'm so mad at you, Alex, because one, why do you hate me? Two, why do you hate me? Three, where's the next book?
Period. Okay.
Wait.
Honorable mentions.
We have 2 honorable mentions. Naturally, Onyx Storm. So here's the thing. Onyx Storm is not my favorite book in the series. Fourth Wing is. But because I had already read it before, I wanted to pick this one because I just feel like no matter what, it'll always be in my top 3 series.
Yeah.
So
They
it had
kind
to
of
obviously
go
be in here.
hand in hand. You can't have
E-
one without the other. So
Exactly. So I wanted to throw Onyx in here because, to be honest, the last literally 3 chapters made the entire book. Like, he loved her so loudly. It was just this, like, sweet, like, amazing thing. We have stuff going on, but the ending. That's enough said. And then we have Wrath of the Fallen. This is the 4th book that just came out for the Book of Azrael. This book, again, very much because when we have big series, not every book is going to just be action, action, plot, plot, like da 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 da
yeah,
da.
there's
Like,
a lot to get through.
there is world building. This book is a lot of world building. This book is a lot of rebuilding because some crazy shit happened in the previous book. Something I will say is this book took me for surprise because Sam Keel, the main MMC, is the definition of would actually destroy the entire world for her. Like, not just say it, like, actually do it.
Yeah.
She is morally gray. We love her. She is sassy. She is, and I feel like the reason why I love her in this series so much is she is so relatable. Like,
Yeah.
I've sent you quotes before where, like, she'll say something and she'll be like, yeah, you probably think your dick's big. And I'm just like, and I'm like, that's something I would say. Like I just love her. She's so relatable. She's so sassy. She's sexy. She's just everything. And she's badass and has like no, like she'll literally tell him all the time. She'll be like, I told you I'll kill people for you and you want me to regret it? I won't. Like, you're my man. I'm
Right.
gonna protect you. And so they would literally do anything for each other. And she goes through the biggest, like, again, like self-love growth story and everything. But what actually threw me for a loophole is that one of the villains has POVs in here. And you actually start to not hate him. And then I like hate myself because I'm like, no, we hate him.
That's kind of interesting though.
But then like, do we? And like, why do I feel bad for my poor
Interesting.
baby? But like, also, fuck you still. So, and
Okay.
again, and once again, we have another book where a lot of this is information, information, fucking information, fucking information, fucking. And then you get right here, and it's all hell breaks loose. People are dead. My heart is on the fucking ground. And here we are.
Okay. My top five. Disclaimer, I just started reading fantasy this year. Second disclaimer, I have two top fives. I have a fantasy and I have a romance because I refuse to choose. I can't do it. Okay? We're going to start with fantasy. No particular order because I cannot rank them. Fourth Wing. That's obvious.
Valid.
That got me into fantasy reading, obviously, as a top five read of the year.
Valid.
Wrath of the Dragons. Everything that Heavenly said. That book destroyed me, and I've been thinking about it every day since. A Fire in the Flesh, which is the first book in the Flesh and Fire series by Jennifer Armentrout.
That was I almost picked that one.
Now, when I started Blood and Ash, I wasn't really sure. I got to book 1, 2, and 3, and I was like, like, yeah, it's good. I don't know where it's going. I'm kind of intrigued. Whatever. You get to the first book in this series, and it just got me. It hooked me.
It literally sucks you in.
Yeah, it got me for the rest of the entire series and other series.
It does, 100%.
This is what hooked me into Flesh and Fire and into Blood and Ash. Then we have A Court of Mist and Fury. I read ACOTAR. I read it immediately after reading Fourth Wing, so I don't feel like I got the entirety of its impact, but A Court of Mist and Fury has stuck with me. And then for my final book, Primal of Blood and Bone. Out of the 6 books, that is the one where I was just like, holy shit.
Yeah, the entire time.
Yeah, I read them all back to back. So like I read all of Flesh and Fire and all of Blood and Ash besides book 1 in a row.
And to be honest, I
I
feel like if you didn't, for people who didn't like try to do a reread before and they just like went into it, I don't feel like they've had like as big of an impact from like videos that I've seen. Like they'll be like, yeah, like it was good. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. This answered this question and then that answered
Yeah.
this,
It was
and then
just
this.
like immediately like I'm trying to process and break down and like what does this mean? And I have so many questions and then you hit book 6 and you're just like, oh my God.
Let's not even talk about how literally how many deaths we had.
No,
Yeah.
no, I
You
can't.
said
I'm
no.
still sad. I'm not, no. My fantasy honorable mentions are Wings of Fate, which is the arc read that we read. I honestly, I really liked that book. I was gonna put it in my top 5, but there were other books that surpassed it, so it didn't end up there.
I
But it's
agree.
an honorable mention. I am really excited. I would reread it. My other honorable mention is Onyx Storm,
Yep.
just because, like Heavenly said, it's not my favorite book in the series. Fourth Wing is. I read them all for the first time this year, but it's a great book, and it just is a holy shit book.
Well, and the fact that like, the book is like good and then the ending is just like
Yeah,
and then and yeah.
yeah. So for romance, I
Oh,
have King of Greed, which was a reread for me. And I told myself I wasn't going to put rereads on my top 5 this year, but King of Greed is one of my all-time favorite Anna Huang books, and I will read it a million times over and I will cry every time. Then we have Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. I really loved that book. I would read it again. I also have Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. That shit had me giggling and kicking my feet, just laughing all the way. And then I have Caught Up by Liz Tomford. I loved Miller and I loved it. I loved it. I loved the whole book. That book is one of my favorite out of the series, if not my favorite out of the series. And then we have Hat Trick from DC Stars. That book is just, it has you like giggling and kicking your feet, but also is written so well with a darker topic and like sports injuries. So, my honorable mentions for romance are The Right Move by Liz Tomford because that's my second favorite book in Windy City series. Great book. And then Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. That one also stuck out to me and had me giggling and kicking my feet and all of the things. So yeah. And I don't have physical copies of every single book because I own a Kindle. So, but yeah, those are my top fives.
So
And
we got some big news to talk about.
all right, before we get into the big news, not really the big news, but stuff we need to address, we are going to talk about what we're excited to read next year because there's a few things that we have going on and yeah. So I was gonna say Fear the Flames 3, but I don't think we're gonna get that until 2027. So that's
I
not
agree.
obviously next year. My most anticipated releases right now are King of Gluttony by Anna Huang, which comes out in April, and then Ella's third book. And then I'm also, we don't have a release date for it yet, but I'm excited to read From Blood and Ash book 7. So, and then I'm really excited to read Crescent City because I haven't read it yet, and Heavenly's hyped the series up for me. So I'm really excited to read
You're
that.
gonna
I want to
love
read
it.
it really bad. So yeah.
Okay, so obviously Blood and Ash, book 7. Um, we don't have a confirmed date, but when we went on the tour with Alex Astor, she did say that she like said it without saying it. I'm pretty sure that the final book is coming out this year as well. We just don't know when. I'm assuming it's probably going to be in December. So the final book for that. And then I have The Wings That Bind, which is Bloodwing Academy. I've read book 1 and 2. Absolutely love it. I'm obsessed. I've been waiting for book 3 for a minute now. We have right here in the corner, we have the Kindred's Curse Saga, and we have Burn of the Everflame coming out. It's supposed to be in July, so I'm very excited for that one. And then I have one more. Hold on. Okay, I haven't read these yet, but everyone raves about them, and so we will be reading it. It's um City of Gods and Monsters,
Yeah,
otherwise
that's a
known as
really
like
popular
House
one.
of Devils. I'm really excited to read that. I've heard nothing but reviews on this, and everyone has absolutely nothing but like amazing things to say. So,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm excited for what this year is going to bring and all of the
Lots of
book
books.
releases. Yeah.
Lots of books.
So yeah, to address the fact that Miss Armentrout released a novella, we both read it as soon as we found out that she dropped it. It's
Hmm.
160 pages of pure answers and also pure making us question life even more.
Yep. Um, and also she title dropped.
Yeah, she did title drop.
She title dropped.
The book 7 is going to be called The Throne of Bone and Ash, which makes sense due to the ending. That's also the throne that Cass sits on.
Yep,
Um, I do think we're going to see Callum die in book
I do.
7. I
I
hope
do.
so.
I think we're gonna see Colas die.
Well, yeah, that is 100% a given at this point. But the thing that got me in the novella was that like Cass didn't kill Callum, even though he has the ability. And
It's because of Poppy.
I
I hear
know, but like even like I understand Poppy wanting to have a relationship with Millie. I don't understand her wanting, I do not see her wanting to have a relationship with Callum. I just don't.
no, but here's the thing. He even said she's most likely not going to, but it's not
It's
his
not his
choice
life to
to
take,
decide that.
which love.
It's
But
and what you know what got me? They dream walked and he didn't say anything
I know.
and didn't do anything. And then when he was like talking about it after and he was like, I want to hate her like I hate myself, but I could
I
never do
I
it.
highlighted that and I was like, what the fuck?
And
Because
it just
like I
sucks
want to hate
because
her because I hate myself, and it's just like
well, and it sucks because we see their point of views of all three finally saying what we screamed the entire book of that they just needed to all talk because there were too many secrets.
yeah,
And now they're
and
all
like
playing the
I
like what if game. Like what if I should
right.
have I could have told them this. I could have told them this. Okay, now we
Even
need to all talk.
even Kieran said that he was like, there are so many coulda, shoulda, wouldas, and it's
Yeah.
just like I'm glad that like Kieran and Cass kind of
They make up.
finally like made up or whatever, but like
You know what I am still confused on?
hmm,
When he went to where Poppy last was and he saw the blood and then he ran it to the other gods that were there, why would none of them just answer his question?
I don't know.
Because okay, so because remember we think that she's in Islam with
She is.
Nick and them, right?
Yeah, she is.
It's not 100% confirmed.
No, they said it in the book. She said, because at the very end, when the Fates show up, they were like, what would be a stupid, reckless idea? Going to where the Queen of Gods is and where Nyktos is. And then Cass was like, I don't really give a fuck. I'm going to go.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like there's been that and then there were a couple little thing like Easter eggs in the last book, but it's never we don't have her point of view yet to
Yeah.
officially
Yeah.
confirm. But like we're 99% sure, that's where she is. So why wouldn't the gods just be like, even like the one who like, why wouldn't they just answer like, why do you have her blood on you? Because Cole has fought her and she's so fucked up, she's in stasis. So Nick or
Yeah.
Seraphina, whoever took her because they're helping her. Like, why wouldn't they just say that?
I don't even know. I don't know.
And
Also,
also,
not
oh,
Theon like dying.
yeah.
There is just like so much that happened with like in the 160 pages that like okay, great, that's what happened between the time of Poppy going away
Mm-hmm.
and the end of the book,
Mm-hmm.
but like now I have more questions.
Um, how about the fact that the Fates literally said that the Fates and the Ancients are talking about like maybe taking out Cass?
Yeah, they said they want to neutralize you. But that's because he has too much power.
Yeah.
He's there is nobody else like him.
No,
And
and
he's
it's
becoming
because
too
they
dangerous.
went against fate because of the joining. So this was never like yeah. So here's my thing where he was like, I haven't lost control. I've been in control the whole time. And that's one, good to know. Two, that's scary because now we're turning into something that like we've never been. And three, there are times where, for example, where he didn't kill Callum, where, he didn't do this and he was like, oh, like my shadows didn't hurt someone so because of my will. Like that was my will. So he still is in control, but I feel like we have two different sides of him that are in control. We have Cass and now the god that he's become. And both are in control, but now are both going to become this. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like they're
Yeah.
different people in different times.
I
And
don't.
when it comes to Poppy, he I think it's gonna very much be like a could absolutely destroy the world, but like as long as he has Poppy, he's okay, which at the end of the day, like as long as I have them together, I don't care. Um, but yeah, I need the new book like now. And I'm also hoping that we're gonna get it soon because it's already wrote.
I know.
Like
And
she's
she,
literally
the whole
said,
point of her releasing the novella was because we needed to see these scenes and it wouldn't fit in book 7.
yeah, yeah. So
So
like I'm like
she said it's already over like 300,000 words.
that's why I'm like, can we like get the book
I
now?
want it now. I don't care about marketing or anything. I just want
Yeah.
it because I need to know the answers.
No, I
Because
agree.
now we're just like stuck in like this thing where like Cass is going after Colas and is gonna fight his way to get Poppy, and he's like raging and turning everything into ash and
Yep.
killing everyone.
Yep.
And we have no idea how Poppy's doing. We like all we saw from her was just like her point of view with Colas after and like the memories and all of those things. And
I'm just I need the next book. And look,
yeah, I just need to know.
I have space for one book on that shelf.
I just
So
need to know. I only have physical copies of the first and the second book, so but it's okay.
I need it now. I want it now. I need it now.
Same.
It was nice to get thrown back into it though.
I agree.
Like a little sprinkle.
Yeah.
But yeah. I also feel like that because we only got really one scene from Poppy's POV, that the next book is going to be a lot of Poppy.
Probably.
Like when we, because I feel like it's going to be like flipping between Cass and Poppy and Kieran, but like simultaneously at the same time. Does that make sense? Like her chapter is during this exact moment and then at the same moment, but it's like two chapters.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm hoping we get some scenes with like Nick and everything, and I hope Millie gets her chance to like meet them. Like
I want to
even
see her and Malik fall in love.
bro, literally, literally.
I don't know.
But
I'm ready for book 7 to be out. I'm
like
ready.
now.
I don't want
I want it now.
I'm not ready for like this like chapter of my life to like close with these books, but I need for my sanity to have this book in my hands. You know what I mean? So,
Well, and even once this book comes out, I definitely will be rereading it
oh
multiple times.
yeah, for
So,
sure. For sure. It's
but
definitely a time commitment, but it's 100% worth it. Like there's not a book series like that that will make you outside of Fourth Wing, there is not a book series that's going to make you like fry your brain. In all honesty, like
yeah.
trying to figure out what's going on. So, yeah, I'm ready.
All right, guys. Well, that was our 2025 recap. We're going to be making some posts that are kind of simplifying some of this down if you're looking for just, like the books. And obviously, here we had attached the videos, take screenshots, message us if you need book recs or if you're asking about certain books, all that good stuff. You know how it goes.
All right. See you next Saturday.
Bye, guys.
Happy 2026.